What's up, y'all? I just wanted to take a quick moment to make a quick video, man, while I was sitting here enjoying the last bit of my cigar. And a thought popped up in my head, and that's about basically the slow season that's approaching us out here in Houston, Texas for the fuel haulers. I'm going to tell you this. In fuel hauling, we have our peak seasons and our slow seasons, just like everything, right? But last year, it lasted from around October to March. And I just want to give y'all some tips and maybe some helpful insights on how you could take advantage to put yourself in better position to make more money next year. So my first tip for y'all would be to, when it slows down, get carted at multiple racks. I know that in Houston, Texas, we have around 7 fuel racks, and typically drivers only have cars at maybe 3 or 4 of them. But if you're able to get more cards, it opens you up to more loads for more customers, because not every customer is contracted with every fuel rack, if that makes sense. Another thing is that fuel haulers, I know my company is in specific, we only get paid when we're loaded. If you're empty, you're not getting paid. So if you're stuck in traffic and you're empty, you're not getting paid, right? So my thing for y'all is, you want to make as much money as possible. We're on the clock for 12 hours typically, maybe 14 depending on how things go. But you want to open yourself up to as much opportunities as possible. So my thing is, say for example, I take a load out 70 miles and there's fuel racks on the way, but I'm not carted at any of them, and I would have to drive 70 miles back to get loaded. Well, I just wasted an hour and some change, whatever you want to call it, in driving back to get loaded. However, say if you could stop around the halfway point and get loaded, or who knows where it may be on your map, but anyways, if you could get loaded again on your way back to your route or back to the city, you now are getting paid again. So you're getting paid, you can picture it getting paid like twice almost for one trip. That's one thing that I learned. It helps a lot, believe it or not. It helps you in getting multiple loads done, increasing your pay for the day. I know for a fact that just the way the dispatch routes me, if they route it right and I'm not passing up any racks, it could be a difference of like $150 a day. So it adds up quick, especially over the course of 6 days to a month, and then to a quarter, etc. So like that'll really help you out with your take home and increase your pay. Another thing would be to learn multiple products, and what I mean by this is, my company is a gas hauler, but they also haul different things like butane, propane, and I recently learned that they do also contract out for cryogenics. So say for example it gets slow on the fuel side, well now if I'm skilled in butane or cryogenics or propane, and they need somebody to run this load, well they can call me up and say like, hey, are you interested in this load? And since it's slow and I'm not making as much money, hell yeah, I'm taking it every time. Because a lot of us, well, a lot of you guys are truck drivers. We have families we need to provide for, and we're not doing this for our health. We're doing this to get paid. So you don't want to sit idle. Like I said before in my previous videos, if the wheel's not turning, you're not getting paid. So yeah. Excuse me. I will say that you are going to have to learn these things and probably test for them. You are going to have to study for these things and learn how to operate probably new equipment and how things go and the proper product handling procedures. But hey, it's worth it, especially if it keeps you running, it keeps you getting paid. And who knows, you might find something else that you like more than hauling fuel. So the more skill you have, the more knowledge you have, the more you get paid, the more they have to pay you. And you really do become like a resource for the company, because there's a lot of guys who just know how to do one thing. and you don't want to ever be stuck just knowing how to do one thing. My thing, well, I keep saying thing. My point is to make yourself as versatile as possible so you can earn as much as possible and not be stagnant. My next point would be to if you don't, man, my bad, y'all. All right, so my next point is we have things called pump off loads in my company, right? So like some of these trucks come with a pump, and say for example, a driver takes a full load of diesel and they mix it in with a regular fuel tank or a premium fuel tank. Well, now that fuel has to be pumped out completely. Everything that's in that tank is no longer usable. So if you ever had an incident where somebody goes and mixes fuel, or if a storm passes through and it floods the parking lot, and for some unknown reason it just mixes water in with the fuel tank, and now like that whole batch of fuel is bad. Somebody has to literally go hook up and pump out all that fuel and take it to wherever. I don't know where it goes. It's above my pay grade right now. But anyways, learning to pump out loads, it'll help you a lot. Not many drivers know how to do that. And honestly, I've started to see that some customers, they only want drivers experienced in pump out loads to actually come drop their fuel. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's because drivers were mixing up fuel. But hey, it happens more often than you would think. So learn how to do pump outs. Another thing is, for example, if you don't know how to drive a standard transmission truck, right, and you have that restriction on your license, I would think about learning how to drive a standard truck. Now, I know a lot of companies are doing away with the standard trucks, and you technically could get away with not knowing how to drive a standard, but I have spoken with companies and drivers who say that the company, upon hiring them, asked them, do you know how to drive a standard transmission truck? And I don't know, that might be the difference of you getting hired and you not getting hired, just because you have that skill set. It shows that you're, versatile. You put the time in to learn things, and you're really here to stay. So, yeah, man. What else can I think about the slow season? You never know how long it's gonna last, really. Like, my thing is, if you make yourself as useful as possible, as versatile as possible, they have no choice but to pay you. So those are my thoughts on how to take advantage of the slow season, how to make the most of it, how to make yourself more useful to your company, and just having more skills in your pocket, your arsenal, just making yourself like a triple threat, man. So hopefully these were helpful. Hopefully they gave you some ideas. And I'll holler at y'all in the next video, man. Peace.